The following program is rated MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
The show that gives you everything and nothing at all. That's everywhere you don't want to be. It's Ruben, Mo B, and on the ones and twos, AG.
The 5-minute warning.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of 5-Minute Warning. As always, it's your man, Ruben, up in the house, literally. And yeah, man, just being fat and black, baby, because that's what I do well. But as always, got my man AG with me.
What's happening, y'all? How you doing?
Ah, man, you know, things are all right, man. You know, it's just like I was saying earlier, man. I had to go to a funeral today. You know, it's like I haven't been to a funeral in like 2 years, man, and you know, blessed and all that, but it was wild. But you know, I will say, like, my heart was open, but I didn't like break down, and ugly cry. You know, it was one of my good friends. His father passed away, so you know, it was sad and stuff, and he had to give the eulogy, and it was just like, ooh, like, yo, man, I'm sitting down. I'm just like, I could only imagine the amount of courage, you know, not really, because you know, it's, I guess, I don't know, it's just one of those things where you got to talk about a loved one, and it's just like, you know, even though you're not expected to be okay, you got to be okay.
Yes. Oddly enough, yes.
Yeah, and that shit's hard, man. And it's like, you know, yeah, man, it's, you know, it's just hard. It is, you know, I applaud. I talked to him. I was like, yo, man, it was beautiful. He was like, you know, thanks, man. You know, I was really nervous and stuff, but I was like, yo, man, you know, and that's when you really know, like, who your true people are, like, because, like, I really want to talk about something else today, but I felt that we probably either already talked about it before or something, just about your friend circle. You know, like, determining who your closest people are, because everybody's got the A squad, everybody's got the B squad, everybody's got a C squad, and everybody's got people that they don't really fuck with, but like they like, I know you. And then you got the people who are just like, hey, everyone, I'm just like, what's up? I have no idea who that person is. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I will say this, though. The most awesome thing, and I told him this. Once again, man, no names to protect the innocent. But, like, so went to their house on Saturday. You know, they decided they want to have a couple bonfires, you know, burn some shit up. Hey, you know, you do what you do. But, you know, and it was funny, right? Because, like, this shit's going to get back to them, but I don't care. Like, people will walk up to me and be like, hey, I remember you, and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you know, how you doing, whatever. Let me tell you, I was the only black person there. Of course you remember me. I'm the only motherfucking black person there that you've ever seen here. So, you know, part of my heart was like, awesome. And then I told my friend, I was like, yo, man, your family really nice. He's like, what do you mean? I was like, yeah, they're nice. I was like, yeah, man, they all remember me. He was like, well, you're a memorable person. And I was like, yeah, probably because I'm the only black person here. And he looks at me, and he shakes his head and stuff, and he starts laughing.
I mean, were you wrong?
I mean,
I'm just saying. I mean, two things to be true. You are a memorable person, but bro,
yeah.
you the only dot up in there. Then guess what? Makes it
Yeah,
a little bit easier.
I was like, yeah, man, maybe I should just walk around with big T on my shirt. You know,
A T?
token.
That's so fucked up, man.
Nah, it is.
You're misrepresenting your friend right now, bro.
Nah, he good. We laugh. We laugh and stuff like that.
It was good.
See your ass laughing.
Because I've been token, bro. I understand.
No, man, I said that. He laughed. We laughed. I mean, you know, sometimes you gotta say crazy shit to the levity, man. You gotta you know, the seriousness of everything. And it's just like, yo, man. Hey, man. Look, the one thing I do know is, depending on the situation, I know who I am and where I'm at, and do my best to represent as well as I can. You know,
Say that one more time. You do best to what?
to represent as best I can.
There you go. You have internet issues?
I didn't think so.
Because you're like in and out.
Like burger.
Yeah, because it's like you'll be clear and then you're kind of muffled.
No.
There we go.
Yeah.
There's Ruben.
Maybe. I mean, my shit was all the way out to here, so maybe bring it close to my mouth.
There we go. We can hear you now.
Not that close though, because you know that'd be something different. But yeah, man, you know. So I didn't really watch a lot of football today. Then I came home to trying to watch football. After that, man, I end up. Go Cowboy.
Ruben is always animal style. What does that mean?
I don't even know, but it's funny
Why are you laughing?
because it's funny. Yeah,
I mean-
some things are just funny, man. Like, let's be real, man. You can say what you want, but like sometimes when somebody says the rudest shit to you, depending on how it's said, you just kind of want to laugh at them, man.
Yeah, you're right about that. You're not wrong there.
Yeah, especially if it's like super ignorant. Like, I mean, you know, I've unfortunately been in a couple situations where some super ignorant shit was said in my face, and I looked at them and I just started laughing, just because like there are levels of ignorance, man. There are truly levels of ignorance, and I think when the level of ignorance is on such a level where they try to joke on you using that ignorance, but because they don't really know what the hell they're talking about, it like fucks up the whole joke.
Yeah.
And you just want to sit there and just be like, God, man, you're ignorant and you're stupid. Like, I can't even take you seriously. Like, I just can't, man. I just can't. It shows like I don't know, man. It's not. I don't really have that problem, but you know, but I just find that, yeah, I've run across some situations where it's just like, come on, man.
Yeah, you gotta put Moco Cowboy's comment on there. He's explaining what animal style is.
Animal style is a popular secret menu option at In-N-Out Burger that includes mustard, fried into each patty, pickles, chopped green. Oh, here's the extra spread. So
pretty good.
it sounds okay. What's up, Black Morticia
Black
Adams?
Morticia Adams, what's happening?
It sounds okay, except for we ain't got no In-N-Out Burgers in Virginia. I have been to one.
Is it as good as people say?
Ah,
Because it doesn't look like it's like any like it's not special. It's like
Yo,
it's a
man.
burger, man. I mean, what can you do with a burger?
bro, it looks like a Rally's burger, man.
Rallies is pretty good, bro.
Rally's
Ain't
really
mad at
good.
Rallies, man.
Yo, Rally's is really good after you convince yourself that you're gonna pay double the amount for the same shit that you're gonna get at McDonald's.
Wait a
Because
minute,
Rally's
Rallies
is not
is
cheap,
expensive now?
bro.
Because when it first came out when we were kids, bro, Rallies was the cheapest and the best.
Yo, the Big Buford combo is like $12, bro.
Ouch.
Yeah,
You serious?
like that shit came from the cow like yesterday. I mean, don't get it twisted, man. The seasoned fries are dope, and all that, man. But $12,
That's it's
bitch,
pretty
I'll
expensive.
go to Chili's and get a meal for that.
Yeah,
Hell, you get a meal at Chili's for $9.99 plus tax.
yeah, and unlimited chips,
Yeah, like,
tortilla chips. Yeah, you're right.
I'm not about to sit in my car
But see,
waiting a lot.
but here's the
They be
thing, though.
cheap.
They got you because you ain't trying to wait for you to be served. That's where they got you.
And that big Buford, man, that motherfucker's big.
Well, wait a minute. You just said it wasn't that good.
I just know.
You just said it's
that
expensive,
it's expensive.
but it's still good, all right?
Oh yeah.
I
But
just
it's
said
just-
that. You were just like, man.
Nah, man. That's why I can't fuck with it, man. Because it's not fast food, bro. It's expensive food. Fast food, man.
Fast food and expensive food is synonymous right now, bro.
Nah, man. I can still go to McDonald's and get a $5 McChicken meal, bro. Stop playing.
But it's
And
not
I
a big fruit. But it's
And
not
I
a
get
big
4
Buf-
nuggets with it. But I'm good with that.
I mean, but is it a big Buford though? Is it a big Buford?
Nah, that motherfucker is huge. It's like a
Exactly.
half
That's
pound of
why
meat.
it's $12.
And that's why people shouldn't be eating that shit. Like, bro, like I can't tell you the last time I had a double quarter pounder.
We shouldn't be
That's a-
eating any of the stuff we're talking about,
Oh
Ruben.
yeah, that's true. But yo, man, they came out. Did you see they came out with the chicken mac, the big chip?
Yeah,
chicken
and I
Big Mac?
keep hearing like low key good reviews for it too.
Bro, it's
Is it
2
good?
pieces. Bro, I don't know. I'm not eating that shit. It's 2 McChicken patties, bro. Like, come on, man. Like,
Okay, and that's a
I gotta-
problem. Why,
not with the special sauce on it, man. I can't do it.
bro?
I like my McChicken with a little bit of mayonnaise, a little bit of lettuce.
Thought you were gonna
pickle.
be adventurous, man.
I am adventurous, but that chicken Big Mac, man, it just I can't. Once again, it doesn't look appetizing, so I just can't fuck with it. Now, if they had put 2 of those big ass pieces of chicken, like be on their chicken sandwiches, I would fucks with that, and I would be in a food coma for 2 days.
But
But
it's
that shit would be great.
man, actually, low key, like Arby's is kind of
Yo.
dope, bro.
Yo, don't talk about Arby's, man,
Why
We
not?
can't- because we can't let the black people know about Arby's, man.
But
They'll
black
fuck Arby's
people
up.
work at, they're only black people that work there, bro. The one
Yo.
on Mercury?
Yeah, that's where I go to. But here's the thing: Arby's is low key expensive ass too. That's why people don't eat there.
But
I
they
eat
got
it,
like real food.
bro. Have you? We sitting here talking about goddamn fast food, but have you the chicken slot, the buffalo chicken sliders, bro? Them shits on them little motherfuckers are on fire. Them shits are awesome.
I
Yeah,
believe you, but I don't know why we're whispering about Arby's. What's up, Mo?
Whispering
Get on
about
the
Arby's.
podcast, eating all in the microphone.
because man, the reason why, man, is
We
because
whispering about Arby's.
yeah, man, because man, we can't let all the black people know about Arby's, man.
Black people already know. Ving Rhames is the dude, the voice of Arby's, bro. I think black people know, man.
People don't know that.
Yes, they do.
How do you
people
not
don't-
know that? He's got a very distinct voice.
Exactly.
Hold on, man. People don't know who Ving Rhames is.
You baby boy, bro. He was butt naked cooking in an apron, man. That is unforgettable. You can't unsee that.
First of all,
Frog hopping with old boy mama. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Exactly.
first of
He
all,
was slinging
Oh,
dick,
I
then
mean,
got up butt naked and
I'm
cooking
just-
breakfast, trying to
I'm
prove a
saying,
point.
man,
Trying to
there,
prove a point.
there are multiple scenes
That
he's
nigga was
in that movie.
hashtag goals for a while, Ruben. Like that.
It's sad that movie is such trash.
That movie was good, man. What was trash about Baby Boy, bro? I mean,
what is it trash?
it was a
about?
coming of age film with black people in it.
Yeah, I'm not as much as I am not a fan of that movie. I'm not willing to say it was trash. I just didn't necessarily like it. But for its time, it was a very significant movie for its time.
See?
Wait,
I'm just
I
saying,
just wish
man, it was
BET
good.
didn't play that shit every goddamn day. That's
See,
really
and
what killed it
And
for
maybe
me.
that's what it is. Maybe
Well,
that's
I'll
what,
give
I'm
you
de-
that because every
I'm
time I turn on any
desensitized to
black, every time I turn on any black station, it's on. I feel like it's on.
You know what movie that's starting to do that shit with now? That's
What's
really
that?
pissing me off. Harlem Nights, man. They need to
I
stop
haven't
that
seen
shit.
it. Where do you run across?
You've
it?
never seen
First
of
of all, you can't fuck up Harlem Nights. Even though the edited version makes me upset, it's still
it's like
Harlem
3
Nights and the shit's
hours,
still funny.
man. It's like 3 hours.
No, it's got commercials to make it 3 hours. Bro.
I know it's the worst because right when it gets to a good part, man, it goes commercial for like 15 minutes, and I'm just
But-
like,
Okay, let me ask you this: in the edited version, do they at least do the orange juice scene?
yeah,
Okay. Did they do the fight scene between Della Reese and Ed Murphy?
They
course
they
they do.
do it. It's just the language, man. It's
Yeah,
just when
it's-
they
it-
do the
Well, that's hard.
voiceover.
I mean, doesn't
Bruh.
that like take away from it though?
I
When
know
they
that
edit
whole
out the
scene.
language?
I
Because
know the whole
language is
scene by
actually like a co-star in that movie.
Yeah, I don't care, but I know the whole language between it. I just turn that bitch on mute and say it myself because I can't, man. They be putting like fucked up words in it. They should make them sound all like, yeah,
Okay.
man. I shoot that mother pinky toe, and I'm like,
So
Man,
they
you
don't like
fucking
bleep it out. They don't overdub it. They just like quiet.
they do all of it. They do all of it.
Yeah,
Really?
sometimes they overdub it, and that's the worst,
Ah.
man. That's
it.
the
Okay,
worst.
yeah, because you can
I'd
always tell. You can
I'd
always.
rather you just silent it out, man, because that
Yeah.
way I can say it, and we still on the same part. But like when they, man, a mother sucking, but I'm like, what the. No, no.
Oh, actually, since we talk about Harlem Nights, I want to give Richard Pryor a posthumous award for the coldest, nicest dude ever. Because even though I probably would have known what was going on, I don't know if I could have shot a woman at the time as beautiful as Jasmine Guy in the face.
Oh, you
I
talking
don't know
about
if I
Eddie
could have
Murphy?
done that.
Eddie Murphy?
No, Richard Pryor.
No, Eddie Murphy shot Jasmine guy because she had just had sex with him.
Yeah, it was Eddie Murphy.
It was.
Yeah, bro. Now you talking about the later on scene with old girl from the Jeffersons. Well, he didn't shoot her. He was like, "Can we just make hard, beautiful sex for 20 minutes?"
I can't believe I got that mixed up. Either
Yeah.
way,
I mean, yeah.
I don't know if I could have shot her in the face.
Shit, she had a gun there. If he ain't found it, he'd have got shot in the face.
Yeah, I understand, but that was cold. I mean, he didn't hesitate. I mean, she went to get the gun. Didn't she go get the gun and the gun wasn't there?
No, he
Or was
tried
it
to.
not loaded?
He
He had
pushed her
taken the
away.
bullet
He had
out.
taken the bullets out. Because he was like, "Oh, that's so cute." And he was like, "Wait a minute. Oh, this bitch is gonna kill me." Yeah, because he was like, "Oh, she had her gun where I had my gun."
So you would make love to me and then shoot me immediately afterwards?
Praying
It's just
at a time.
business. It's just
business.
business. This is personal.
Well, I'm sorry. I owe Eddie Murphy an award. Either way, I
Now,
remember
Richard
that
Pryor
scene
did
going,
have the funniest line after that. Oh, tore the pussy up. No, I actually killed it.
That voodoo bitch.
that movie was hilarious, man.
Yeah, Red Fox stole it, man. He stole it every time he talked.
He put them glasses on. Oh my god.
Those are the greatest glasses ever. But the way I'm going, I'm gonna be wearing them bitches. It looks
What's
that
wrong with your
movie-
glasses? Your glasses aren't thick.
nah, it's time. I gotta get it. I
You
gotta
gotta
do
get a
that.
new prescription.
Yeah, it's time. I went to the doctor last year, and she was like, "Well, you don't really need some change." She was talking about some other shit, and I was like, "Well, we'll check it out in a year. It's time for me to go back to the doctor. I need to get a stronger prescription because I'm having problems. I mean, I already have problems reading small shit, but everything's small now, and it's just like, But if I put the book like this, like I'm good to go. But that shit looks weird in public.
Dude, your arms are gonna at some point your arms aren't gonna be long enough.
Exactly. So it's like, yeah. I mean, I
Why
got
don't you just listen to the lady when she told you?
no. She was like, the new prescription I gave you, it really isn't that much different.
I
And
mean,
she was
it
like-
sounds like you just need like reading glasses.
Well, these are bifocals, bro. I just don't have the line in it because that shit's whack.
Actually, the line's better, less distortion.
Lines ain't cute though, bro.
Bruh, you 50, you old. So let's see. Let's
Hey,
move on.
yeah, I'm about to say, bro, like I'm trying to see. Fuck being cute.
Hey, you can say AARP all you want to, but at least I can read it.
I about to say, when it be joking on me, she's like, he got to put his spectacles on, because I'd be like, hey man, when shit close to me, I gotta have reading glasses, man. Like shit that's more than 5 feet away from me, I see perfectly.
Exactly.
You put some shit right in my face, I'm for my reading glasses on. I'll be at restaurant, hold on. I'll be sharing a little flashlight on my phone and everything.
Bro,
like, hold
for
on,
real.
Like, bro, you not,
Man,
hey, look, I don't give a damn. Like, cause you know what I'm gonna see?
Hey.
I'm gonna see. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like I'm gonna make sure I see.
Yo, man.
That is hilarious. Why
So-
y'all trying to hang on to y'all
Hold
living
on,
in the past?
AG, I'm saying I'm not. I got my. I have.
Oh, so you
reading
got
glasses.
yours. You
I
got yours.
got reading glasses. When
Okay,
I go
Ruben
play
is the
that-
one
hold
trying to live in the
on, Let
past.
me,
Oh no,
let
my
me
ass
put
can't
these
see.
motherfuckers on real quick.
No, these are medicated motherfucking glasses. Like,
No, I
like,
believe you, but
yeah.
it's like if the lady says you need a stronger lens, then you gotta.
yeah,
get
but she
that.
said it. What she really said it was like one small level above what you had, and she was like, "It's really not going to do much." There's some other shit going on that she was talking about putting a laser in, and I was talking about a whole bunch of. We
I
got to
don't
think
know,
more about
bruh.
that. Yeah,
You might want
like
to get that stuff done while you're young, man.
I mean,
Before
yo,
you can't see, and then you got to go and see her again, so you can.
look, bro. I mean, my mom and my dad. My mom's worn glasses her whole life. My dad started wearing glasses about this time. I mean,
Okay, I'm
it
just
is what it
saying,
is.
Like
know.
Moby said, he said, "Let me stay out of white folk business."
Well, this ain't white folk business.
But everything's white folk business. It is not mine. So just saying.
mean,
even if it's a podcast full of black people.
My glasses too. Like,
I know
Yeah,
I
but
have
he ain't
glasses,
too,
but
he ain't too proud about that shit though. You the one acting proud about it. Like,
nah. I'm just saying I don't want the line for the bifocal.
Once again, you the one acting too goddamn proud about it. Look, but if you gotta put some line on my shit for me to see, shit, I'm gonna see.
look, man.
That's the fuck's gonna happen. I'm gonna see.
Look,
Well,
man.
Mr. Brown, the contract did say that you signed it. No, it didn't. Uh-huh. Yes, it did.
That ain't my chicken scratch.
Oh, yeah.
That's real words and shit. I can't read my handwriting.
Hey
nah,
man, you know what? You know what's cool? That I think you need a bigger frame so you can have a bigger lens, so you have more area for each one. But trifocals, low key kind of cool once you get used to them. So I got some trifocals, and I was like, I can see distance, mid range, and close.
Well, I don't need the distance mid range. I need the close.
I'm just saying, they're out there. They're available.
Yeah, whatever. We'll see what's up.
You know what? I can't wait. I can't wait till Motor 50. That's gonna be
How are
hilarious.
we doing this show with Motor 50? Because that shit will be awesome.
Hey,
How old are you
man.
right now? You 40 what?
41.
We got a minute.
I'm gonna make sure I'm around in 9 years.
Hey, look, man, ain't gonna be nothing different. I'm gonna have glasses on though. I ain't gonna be fighting that shit like old boy up there. Talk about I don't want the bifocals on. Hey,
So,
man, if
hold
I gotta
on,
have quadruple focals on my shit, I had them big ass red fox shits on. Like, you know what I'm gonna be able to do? See.
You'll be able to see that last sip of orange juice. So
all I'm saying is, so realistically, when I was younger, I needed reading glasses. So I got reading glasses. Okay, whatever. Growing up, I got reading glasses. Well, the problem was I would fucking forget to take my reading glass with me. So it just got to a point where I might as well just keep them on my fucking face. Because if they're not here, I might as well put an Apple tag on them bitches because I don't know where they at.
Well, let me ask you a question, Ruben, because I know I go nowhere without some glasses on because I literally can't read anything that's this close.
Yeah.
So I'm like, how do you forget that? I mean, for me, it's like I can't forget it because I need to see. So how do you forget your glasses?
Well, because that's the thing. I don't need them to see. But the thing about it is, I know that, well, at least a long time ago. Now I'm just used to wearing them.
Okay.
Like back in the day, I'd forget them. Like when I was like 30-ish, I would forget the motherfuckers. I'd get to work and be like, can't see shit, trying to fake it, whatever. But now it's like I walk out the house probably once every 3-4 months and realize I don't have my glasses on, and I walk back in because I put them they're usually in a spot where I don't normally put them because it's either going to be on my desk because I try to leave them where I can easily access them, or on the fold out table in my living room, my den. But sometimes I try not to take them to my bedroom because I'll put them on my little stand on my bedroom, but I never put them there. So I forget them. So it's almost like sight unseen. If I don't see them motherfuckers, I don't remember it. So
my old man goals are to have a pair of glasses in every car. So anytime I go anywhere, I already know.
But I will be honest with you. The one thing I did do when I got these glasses that I decided it's time for technology to take over is the lens. I can't remember the actual name on them, but when you get sunlight and they turn,
Oh, the transition.
transition. Greatest $150 extra I ever spent. Fucking sunglasses. I ain't gotta look for them bitches. They right here. You know, I walk outside, I see normal, but you look in the mirror, all dark, and I'm like, hell yeah,
And it's an extra 150.
something like that. I can't remember how much extra I paid.
I
for
just
mine.
don't like the transition lenses because when you go from dark to light real quick, them shits don't transition that fast.
That's
They
what my
do
next
not.
question.
They don't transition
my
that
last-
That's what I
fast.
do
So
like.
if you were if you're inside and you go outside, it takes a minute. Is that what you're saying?
So, like, for instance,
Tunnels.
yes,
Tunnels. Think about going through the tunnel.
yeah,
Oh,
tunnels could be a problem, or in Virginia, they're not a problem because they're lit up. But like when you go, is it New York or Jersey? It's somewhere. There's a tunnel. That shit's. I mean, it's got like one light going down the middle, but them shits are dark.
okay.
So like I've had to like take off my glasses once I walk in. I mean, once I drive in, it's like, ooh, because you're right. They don't transition the way they should. Not that quick. They're not supposed to. So it's like, yeah. I mean, what is this? Shout out to Zenny Optical. I got my sister bought a bunch of glass to leave with.
I'm telling you, man. If you,
Hey,
if
bro,
you-
I got
yes,
some in my car. I
Yep.
got a pair in my bedroom. Like all the places where I know I might have to fuck around and read something.
How many glasses you got, man?
Hey,
how
four
much
or five
money
pair,
I got?
man.
To
Four or
me,
five
I'm
pair.
First of all, I'm lucky because really, I mean, my
just got reading
prescription
glasses.
glasses. Yeah, but my prescription glasses I had were. I mean, it's for me to see shit that's like hundreds of yards away, which like I'm confused when I put them on. I'm just like I see the exact same with or without them,
Right.
and I can't actually read in my prescription glasses because things like I'm like, hey, it just fucks up everything that's close to me. But actual reading glasses, oh man, I get reading glasses anywhere, man. Give me some 1.5, maybe some 2.0s if I'm really feeling blind that day. I'm good.
If I'm really feeling blind that day.
Well, see, here's the other part, man. I don't know if it's happened to you, Moby, but this shit happens to me. There are days, like this is one of the things about diabetes that kind of sucks, because like for the most time my vision is fine, especially with my glasses on. But if my sugar's high, a little high one day, the vision is like the second thing to go. And like I was looking at shit, and it's like, and I can read like 3 letters and it stops. It's like, what?
What do you
And
mean
that's why I'm
stop?
like, well, because
It gets
once
hazy.
again,
It's like a hazy look.
yeah,
That's
it
what
gets
they say.
hazy.
Oh,
It's
really?
weird. Yeah, because the sugar's too high. It starts affecting like everything. So like, because first is your feet, then it's your eyes. So it's just like
So
that's
what
when I
happens to
know.
your feet?
Well, that's when neuropathy and stuff starts.
It's blood.
Okay,
flow.
I mean,
Oh,
you
Yeah,
have to
blood
explain
flow.
to.
All about
I'm a
blood flow.
civilian. What does that mean?
Yeah, it's about blood flow.
Okay, so you can't feel your
Like,
feet.
like when your
or-
blood sugar is too high, I think what happens is
Your brain
you got
tells
too much
it to do
you got
something
too
else.
much blood going to your eyes. So like literally you start to get like dark spots.
Wow,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, yeah, and it's kind of wild, man. That's what I like. Because at this point in time, like I have to put in a new thing, but like I pretty much can tell when my sugars are high or low because I've been kind of doing this for a hot minute. So like, you know, if I start to not be able to see or concentrate, something's up. It's
Okay.
either too high or too low. If I start getting really tired for no reason, like I'm chilling, life's good, and then next second I'm like, it's like, ooh, sugar drop. What happened? Go find something to eat. You know, so which is really interesting for diabetics because like, you know, for normal people, you know, in the regular sugar range, it doesn't do that as much. But like if my shit dropped to normal people range, I feel it, which doesn't make sense to me. But I guess that's what
No,
it
it
is.
makes perfect sense because that means it's been elevated for so long. Your body's amazing. It adapts to what
Yeah.
your normal is. So when you get back in actual normal range, your body's like, nah, bro. We used to have a little bit more sugar up in here, man.
Tweet. Yeah. So then you gotta go find something to eat. So let's see. Yeah, I'm talking about vision, and I was told you about physical. I had 20/10. I thought I was getting some glasses.
Now with 2010, you're not.
Nah. You seeing through?
Hey, you can see the future.
Hey, that's the crazy thing, man. Like back in the day, man, my vision was like exceptional.
Same here.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it. So when I finally went and they were, when they put the letters up, say, "Can you see clearly?" I was like, "Oh yeah, I can see that. I can see that." And then they put it on. I'm like, "What is that shit? Why can't I see that row?" And they were just like, "Yeah, that's what you used to be able to see. You used to be able to see that perfectly clear." I'm like, "Oh shit, you mean I'm normal now?" They're like, "Nah, you done passed the normal range, and now you old
abnormal.
down, nigga. That's what you are now." Like,
Yo,
you see that blurry line right there? That was your youth. It's gone.
He said it was your youth. It's gone.
Why the eye doctor be bringing up old shit, man?
That sounds
Why y'all
that
be
sounds
bringing up
so
old
harsh,
shit?
man. That sounds so.
But they do that, man. And I think inside they laugh. I think internally they laugh.
But here's the
at
thing, AG. Like when I went to have my eyes checked, it was like, and I was only just doing it because I'm type 1 diabetic, so I always have to keep doing that. And honestly, they were putting the letters up there. I'm like, oh yeah, boom, easy, cool. Because for years of my life, I never had a problem seeing anything on that chart. And then they was like, "What's on that road?" I'm just like, "Nigga, you playing with me right now? Ain't nothing up there." And he was like, they put the lens in there so you can see. And I'm like, "Oh shit, there's a line there." I'm like, "How long has this been going on? Why didn't anybody tell me?"
So, what's your diabetes that affected your vision? You're just getting older.
I mean, it might have been a combination of everything, man. Like,
Okay.
realistically, for me, it probably was more so age than anything, because I mean, I was getting up there in age, because my blood sugar was actually in control then. Like, I never even got to the point where like I had really any vision issues, because I mean, honestly, like I've told people, I kind of became a diabetic overnight. So it's not like I've been on this lifelong battle with it. It's just one day,
Not like
it
your
was
boy.
like, it was like, "Hey, get on your diabetic medicine." I'm like, "What the fuck you talking about, Willis?" Like,
that shot, man.
Not what you talking about, Will. What the fuck you talking about, Will?
I mean, yeah, it's nah, man. That's it's just it's crazy, right? Because when I found out I was type 2, he closed the I'll never forget, because the doctor at Patient First, closed up curtain. He was like, "We need to talk," and I was like, "What do you mean we need to talk?"
That's never fun when a
Hell
doctor
no.
says that.
I mean, because I just gave blood and shit, and I'm just like, you thinking of every random piece of stuff that you have, vagina you ever had.
HIV, nigga.
I know, right? And he was like, "You type 2," and I was like, "Type 2 what?" He's like, "Type 2 diabetes." Oh, okay.
He was good with that, right?
Because your mind always goes to the worst thing.
Yeah.
And it's just like, he was like, and then he explained to me, he's like, "Yeah, you did your sugar, and like it's off the charts." What do you mean off the charts? Like, once again, I got a crash course in diabetes in like 20 minutes.
Were you feeling bad at all?
I would urinate every 2 hours incessantly. That's the first trigger. And I did it for like 2 weeks, and I was like, I guess the first week I decided not to pay attention. So after that, because I get up in the middle of the night, go pee, go right back to bed, like shit was cool.
Oh yeah,
every
well,
night.
if you're doing that, and you don't have prostate issues, and that's
I mean, that was the other thing.
I was about to say, like, when you're doing that, like type 2 diabetes almost seems like
Exactly.
the lesser of two evils. Hey man, I thought you was about to say, "Gotta get my ass checked." Like,
Yeah. Can I?
people, it's actually not your ass getting checked, but that's where
that's the route they go.
Yes,
There's only a couple routes to go, and that's the one they go with. It is just like, yeah, man. Like, bedside manner is important to be a doctor, man, because, I'll give him credit.
I mean, you can say bedside manner, but I mean, it's almost no good way to give somebody like medical bad news.
Yeah.
There's no, "Hey, you know what? I got something cool to tell you. You got the sugar.
You got the sugar.
Wait a minute.
You got the sugar."
Well, we all know a white doctor's never going to say that.
Yeah, it was white guy. So yeah, man, and like he told me, and I was just like, I felt much better. I was like,
You're
because
just glad you ain't got the whole
Bruh.
disease, right?
man, I'm telling you, man. Not that I was out here hoeing at the time, but you
That's
know,
hilarious. He's
I
like,
mean,
never know.
this is like type 2, like you mean the beaties? You ain't talking about herpes, right? We
Yeah.
good, right? You
that shit is forever. You know,
I mean, so is diabetes, isn't it?
not
well, actually,
necessarily.
not type 2.
Not type
like,
2.
Oh,
type-
really? So you can come out of that?
Yeah, just gotta get
Yeah.
unfat.
Then
Nah,
why
it
you
ain't just
wasting
about getting
time,
unfat.
bro?
It's control your diet and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
Because I guess I'll give the mini crash course, like the difference between, because I had to explain this to my mom, which is just trying to explain something to my mom that my mom feels like she's a borderline expert on in is just already a problem in itself. because you know,
Why is she a borderline expert?
no, here's the thing, because my mom's been type 2 diabetic
Okay.
For real?
for a while. Yeah,
Didn't know that.
been type 2 diabetic for a while. And you know, so when I'm like, hey, I got diabetes, and she was like, oh, well, this is what you gotta do. And I'm just like, I'm a type 1 diabetic. And she was like, it's all right, we can. I'm like, no. The difference is, and she can't, to her, it's all the beatus. It's all the beatus. Like hey, ain't no difference, nigga. You got the beatus just like me.
I can't unhear it. I can't unhear it. The beat. The beaties.
You got the beaties just like me. And I'm just like, I mean, no, like, because she was like, well, they gonna give you metformin and you gotta start controlling your diet better. And I'm just like,
And that shit's worse.
and I'm just like, I mean, I feel what you're saying, but I can't get on metformin. And she was like, no, they're gonna put you, they might put you on something else. No. I had to figure out how to break this thing down to like not necessarily upset her, but also to like try to make her understand that we not the same in this. Like we got the same overarching issues,
but we
but
not the same, huh?
but we don't have the same exact problem. And I'm like, all right, Mom, your body makes insulin, and your body just don't know how to fucking control it. My body doesn't make insulin, but it has no fucking problem controlling it. So once I stab myself and give myself some insulin, my body's like, oh, we know what to do with this shit. We good. Your body got
Stabby
insulin.
stab.
So you're taking medicine so your body can regulate it better.
Yeah.
Where my body's just like, what the fuck is this?
It's that
Like,
good shit.
You know, that
Give me
was
more,
actually the
give me
best
more.
explanation I've ever heard, because I never knew the difference between type 1 and type 2. I've always heard it, but I never knew, like, why is there a difference? Now I
Now,
know.
I had a common misnomer at first, and I mean, honestly, I shouldn't even say at first. It's partially because, in many ways, realistically, it's what I needed to hear, which is the first thing they told me when I'm type 1 diabetic, like, hey, it ain't going away. So, like, don't get on this mission about, like, oh, well, I'm just gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna be good. Like, no, that shit ain't going away.
It's part of you.
Like it's very, I mean, I'm not saying it has, but it's very rare where like your body just goes, oh, we'll make insulin again for you.
Zoom.
But I wish earlier on I would have had a grasp on like really how much I could control with my diet. Because yeah, the beatus. That's what I got. That white dude. It's so
Silly.
funny because I joked on that white dude the way he said the beatus.
What white
So,
dude
like,
is this?
Wilford Brimley, man.
Who's Wilford Brimley?
Oh my god.
Oh, you're gonna have to pull it out, Rupert. Like all the diabetes, the beatus.
Oh, wait a minute. Is that the dude that played in Cocoon? The old white dude?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I forgot his name. I
But-
remember now. I remember.
But yeah, so I wish I'd have known how much I could actually control, like with my diet, and I wish I wouldn't have felt like I was so much of just like a slave to like insulin and just Like it kind of makes you feel hopeless at first. Like, man, I'm just gonna have to like. And what I didn't want is what the doctor started saying. Well, I have to get on the pump where just I have a little pump and it puts insulin in me all the time. It regulates it that way. And I'm like, I never want to get there.
I
But
mean, is that inevitable or
no, it's not. I
Okay.
mean, for a lot of people, it makes it easier to regulate though. So it's just a. I don't want to say it's a lazy thing because that's disingenuous. Like it's not just a lazy thing, but I don't want to get there if I don't have to.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what I started to do, actually relatively recently, is like I just really kind of tried to clean my diet up almost completely. And it actually was kind of scary to me at first because like I didn't need insulin. And I kept checking because I was like, I mean, this is when I'm usually taking insulin, but there's a lot of stuff that I can eat and stuff where I'm just fine. I don't have to take insulin. So like I've actually lowered the amount of insulin that I'm taking.
Okay.
And hell, if I have like a super, super clean day or two, I can go days without taking insulin.
So wait a minute. How do you know when you do need insulin? Like if you
You
didn't
check your
take a
blood
shot,
sugar. Like,
say
check
what?
your blood sugar. It's just constant checking of your blood sugar. Like me and Ruben are both on Dexcom where we have a little sensor on and we can see it on our phone. So I can see
Oh,
what my
okay.
blood sugar is at all time. But I was doing two things. I was doing that and I was still pricking my finger because I also realized that my Dexcom sensor always had me higher than I actually was.
Yeah.
So really, the prick in the finger is still the best way to do it.
It's the most accurate for me. It's what I found was the most accurate.
Yeah. If you don't mind needles.
Which I mean, it don't bother me at all, man.
Exactly. I fucking hate 'em.
I can do that shit so fast. Like I be doing that shit in front of people, like check it, blood squeeze, I'm good. They're like, damn, you don't bother me no more, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, guys. I did find it. So this will be funny. Not funny, but
Good morning.
can you
I'm
hear it?
Wilfred Brimley, and I'd like to talk to you for a few minutes about diabetes. Actually, about diabetes.
Could you hear it? Is that a yes?
For so long, man.
Diabetes.
For so long before I even had diabetes, all I knew about diabetes was this guy. All I knew about diabetes.
And I'd like to talk to you for a few minutes about diabetes. Actually, about diabetes and how it's affected me in my life.
Diabetes. That, ladies and gentlemen, is Wilford Brimley.
Goddamn diabetes, man.
I feel so bad laughing at something so serious.
But see, we're not laughing at serious, man. It's just yo, seriously.
The way
for
he
a lo-
said it.
And
it's
honestly,
crazy.
man, it's really not a joke, AJ, and it's sad. For a long time, the only thing I knew about diabetes
What's that guy?
was that guy. Like that's all I knew. I didn't know shit about diabetes. Yo,
Yeah,
bro,
even with your mom. Even
I'm gonna be so transparent with y'all, man. For a long time, I didn't know diabetes and the sugar was was the same thing. I thought niggas was having. I'm like, oh shit, you got the sugar? They're
And
like, yeah, I got diabetes. What the fuck is that? You got
y'all so dumb.
you know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of when he didn't know he had casserole all his life.
Hey, look, man, I don't mind being transparent about my ignorance, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I'm happy to learn new shit.
Like the sugar.
Diabetes.
Like, even my
man.
mom had diabetes. Like, I still heard everybody referring, oh, I gotta check my sugar. So to me, I was like, okay. So like, hey, you got diabetes. The fuck is that? Talking about that shit that white dude be talking about?
Oh. I mean, yeah.
Oh man.
Like it's crazy, right? Because I was 16 and I was at I was a counselor for a camp, and had one of the kids in my room was 13 years old, and he was a type 1 diabetic. First time I ever came in contact with a diabetic. Yo, man, and even though we knew he wasn't gonna hurt himself, he always had to have supervision, giving himself his shots. And I sat there and I was like, bruh, you the MVP. Because even back then, I wasn't about shooting myself like that. Give myself a needle. I wasn't about that, and I'm still not about that shit. I mean, I do it because I have to.
I mean, you get
But
used to
like,
that stab life. That stab
yeah,
life ain't that bad, man.
it used to be bad at the beginning, bro.
Well, when I was a kid, they didn't have needles as, I'll say, convenient as what they have now.
Oh no, you
Yeah.
had to literally draw the insulin out
Yes.
of the tube. Yeah,
Yes.
I know.
I
I lived
remember
through
because
that.
there's a
Yeah,
kid that
it
lived
sucks.
in my neighborhood, and he said, "Yo, man, we got to go to my house. I got to get my shot." And I was like, "What?" I was like, "Okay, whatever." So he literally went to the cabinet, got his syringe, went to the refrigerator, got his, I guess that was insulin. I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, had to pull it out, draw
Yeah,
it out
and
that
Yeah.
glass,
I thought he was a
glass
doctor, man.
container.
Yeah,
Little
you gotta-
glass
you
he
gotta-
was
you gotta
stabbing himself
pluck
in
it.
the leg, and it was like nothing to him. I'm like, bro. He's like, and I was like, and he was ready to go out and play again. I was like, okay, that's what we're doing.
That's how we get down.
So that
All
was my
right.
first experience with it. I'll never forget. I can remember it like it was yesterday because I had
Yeah.
never seen a child give himself a shot.
Here's
How
the thing.
old
The
was
only
he?
thing I knew about type 1 diabetics when I was in like a kid was in school was I remember if you went to the nurse's office, they always had those little juices in the nurse's office just in case somebody's blood sugar got low. And I always thought, hey man, that's cool as shit. Certain kids get to come down here and just get a random juice for no goddamn reason.
Yeah, why can't I get that juice?
You know,
I want
I'm
that
with you.
juice.
I'm with you. I played in a band with a guy who was diabetic, and he would just whip out a Snickers bar. And I'm like, bro, you just eating Snickers bars right now? I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, my blood sugar's low. I gotta have it. But I mean, couldn't you eat anything? No, Snickers bar, man. I gotta get that sugar.
'Cause it
I
gets
never
back-
did understand, what exactly
Yeah.
why he needed all of that sugar. But yeah, I'm with you with the drink thing. It was just a random Snickers bar. So we
Yeah,
always
man.
had them on hand.
One time at camp, no BS, man. I got a message. It was like, yo, this girl just came like type 2 like 2 weeks ago. She was like 10. And I was like, all right, well, does she have a pump? Does she give herself shots? Whatever. They was like, nah, she gives herself shots. I was like, what? And they was like, yeah, she counts carbs. What? Yo, you 10? Yo, you the MVP. You better than my fat ass. I can't count carbs. Man, whatever. It takes an act
Hey.
of God for me to give myself a shot sometimes. And you desire, and literally, so when she had to give herself a shot, I was there. She just, the fuck? Like, she got a high five every time, bro. And I was like, yeah,
You mean that little 10-year-old girl punked you out, man?
bro, all day. All day. And I let her know too. I was like, yeah, if I was 10 and I had to look at it something sharp, I'd probably pass out. Man,
That's
mean,
hilarious, man.
literally, like going to the doctor, man, I hated it. Because you gotta get your shots, man. And it's just like I would cry before I would walk into the doctor's office.
I mean, why you crying? Ain't nothing happened yet.
Because needles
the
and
thought of
pain,
it?
needles and pain are synonymous.
Bro,
I don't do
AG,
pain.
look, man, my mom acted like that for years. Like I think, once again, we are victims of our childhood trauma. Like I just don't have a problem with needles because, like, from the age of like 5, I had to like talk my mom through getting shots because she acts like getting a shot is like murder. Like if somebody says she's got to get a shot, she was like, I would rather die. And I'm just like, what the
serious?
fuck
I
sense
used to be
does that
pretty bad.
make? Like I'm like, yo, get your motherfucking stab on and get the fuck up out of here. Like, what are you doing?
I mean, Moby, you should
I mean,
give me shot, man.
I remember like being like 7 and 8 and like my mom crying in the doctor's office. I'm fucking holding her hand because she's got to get a goddamn shot.
Are you
I mean,
serious?
I'm not all that, but yeah.
And me, I just was like, so now, and I get it. There's a whole bunch of people that just have like like now that I'm older and more aware of how many people just have a rational fear of needles. That like when I'm in there, do you have a problem with needles? And they be trying to like distract you because they just don't know who has a problem with needles. And I be like, do you see all this ink on my arms? Like, I don't give a fuck about your needles. But then again, there are people with tattoos
Can't-
who are
I would
petrified
too.
of shots, and I'm just like, that makes no goddamn sense to me. You sat there for hours with multiple needles going in you, and you like, oh, but this is for something cool. But if I said, hey, you got to get this vaccination shot,
so
Wait a
you
no,
minute.
can
no,
live.
don't put that needle in me.
No.
Something cool.
I mean, I used to be pretty bad, man.
There's only
a
one
lot
shot
better.
I've ever got that like I wasn't scared of it, but like he pulled the needle out like it was a goddamn weapon, and
Oh, man.
that's
Come with
what
the
threw
long
me
ass
off.
needle,
See,
bro.
yeah, because I had dislocated my shoulder in college, and like it,
Oh, the cortisone
had,
joint.
yeah, man, and I was, once again, I was like 305 at the
Those
time,
shits aren't cool though, man.
and I dislocated my shoulder, and it was like killing me because it popped out and popped back in within like 20 seconds. So like it popped out, I landed on the ground, it popped back in, which getting back in was worse than getting out.
That's what I
Of
heard.
course.
It don't look
So,
fun. I promise you that.
I'm at the doctor's office a couple of days later because like I'm still, it hurts so bad that like I'm having problems making a fist, like because it's just
How come you
radiating.
just
So
slam it?
they were just like, well, we'll give you this cortisone shot, and
Fuck that.
they were like, it's gonna feel cold at first, and it's gonna numb it up, and then you should start being able to move it again. I'm like, hey man, whatever you stab me, whatever, that's cool. He's like, all right, I'm gonna go get the cortisone shot, dude. I'm
Nah,
like,
fuck
cool.
that, man.
So I'm thinking, I've seen needles before, whatever.
You
And
didn't see that?
he wheels this big ass machete ass needle out.
Bro,
And
this is
then
no joke.
because he saw my facial expression when he pulled it out. I was like, bro, what the fuck you trying to do? Cut it off? And then he explained it to me. He was like, man, you like 300 pounds, and I gotta stick it in the muscle part of your shoulder. He's like, that's a lot of fuck. So the needle part was like this long. He's like, it's gotta get past the muscle part for me to inject it. I'm like, all right. He was like, so it's gonna be a little pressure. And when he pushed it in, I felt like that motherfucker was coming out the other side of me. I was like, why the fuck is my left side hurting? Now, I'm not gonna lie, that shit is magic, bro.
Oh yeah,
As he put that shit in, I could feel like it felt like concrete going through my arm, like it was getting real stiff and hard.
Are you serious?
Pause.
Please
But,
say pause.
but then it started to feel cold, and then like I'd say
Yeah.
by the time I got damn near back to my room, I couldn't feel shit. I was just like, oh shit, this is magic. I'm like, I can understand why a motherfucker just be like, hey, I need this shit in my life every day. Like, yeah, for a while, anytime something got hurt, I was just, hey, bro, you can just stab me right quick. We be good, bro. Like,
yeah.
He
I
said, I
mean,
need this in my
he
life
ain't lying
every
though,
day.
man. Yo, those shots are not cool. I had one put in my knee, man, and it's just like I've had the knee joint, and I've also had when they put a needle and then they pull because my knee swole up and they pull shit out my knee, and I was
they
like,
drain your knee.
yeah. First of all, fuck all that too, and then I got my eye above lanced because it swole up, and he was like, yeah, we got to lance that shit. Okay, and I was just like, so I'm going to sleep. Nope, I just need you to keep your eye open. What do you mean keep my eye open? Bro, this like I could see the needle in my peripheral, man. But once he was like, you gonna feel some pressure, but then you're not gonna feel nothing. Because the numbing first, and then they do what they need to do. And he's right. I felt the pressure, then I ain't feel shit. I just saw this metal piece sticking out my eye, like my eyelid and shit, man. I was like, what? And then I felt blood gush out. It was weird. Never want to do that shit again. But yo,
I don't think anybody wants to ever do that the first time. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
sir.
I want to do it the second, third, or fifth time. Shit.
How many times you haven't done?
No, I'm just saying. Like,
Oh.
I ain't trying. I mean, like giving myself shots now. You know, I guess I'm a pro at it now. I know where to give it, and so like right in the stomach, right in the fat. That's cool, but like, yo, I ain't trying to.
Man, I'm impervious to that insulin needle, man. That shit don't bother me at all.
Oh, it don't
When I
bother me either.
when I was
I
in the
mean,
hospital, the lady was like, "Where you? Yeah, I can put it in your forearm." I'm like, man, put that shit wherever you can get it in, man. Just get that insulin in me, man. Get the fuck out the room, man. Like we good, man. Like, ain't nobody got time for that shit. Like I don't need negotiate. Like, hey, look, I'm let's get this shit going, baby.
I mean, because I mean, at that point in
Well, when I was
time,
in the
man,
hospital, I
yeah.
was mad because they refused to give me my insulin, which was the dumbest shit.
Why would they refuse to give it to you?
AG, I really wish I could explain to you what was going on. But when I had to have my foot surgery, so I had to wait 36 hours in the hospital before they had my before they even gave me anything. So 24 hours before I have to not eat before my surgery.
They had to clean your body out, right?
So I didn't eat. I hadn't eaten in 24 hours. I get there and they go, "Oh, we're backed up." So I ended up waiting another 20 hours before I had surgery. So before I have surgery, they test my blood sugar and it's like 55. So it's like incredibly low. So they're like, "Oh, okay, your blood sugar's low. We got to get you something." So they start pumping like basically fluids in me through an IV to get my blood sugar back up for surgery. But because my shit flashed so low that afterwards, when I came in, they were like, "Well, we can't give you insulin because before your surgery, your blood sugar was low." And I'm like, I'm a fucking type 1 diabetic who hadn't eaten in 40 hours. Yeah, I probably should have died. Like, fuck being low. I probably should be dead. But then they were just like, "So we can't give you insulin while you're here because it's been low." So they kept testing my blood sugar. And of course, the first day it was normal. Then the next day they're like, "Oh, your blood sugar's up." Well, because you fed me and I have no insulin. And they're like, "Well, we can't give you, we have to give you a minimum amount of insulin." So they're like, "We'll give you 4 units of insulin." And I'm like, "The fuck is 4 units of insulin? 4 units of insulin, bitch. I'm regulated to take 20 per meal, and you're giving me 4?" So they gave me 4 units of insulin. I would eat. They'd be like, "Oh man, your blood sugar's way up." No shit. No shit. And I'm just like, "Yo, can I
I
just
thought
get my
y'all were
own insulin?"
doctors.
I'm like, "Can I just bring my own insulin?" They're like, "No, you can't bring insulin in here." I'm like, "Oh, so y'all just want to do this insurance hustle where y'all are charging me absorbent rates for the insulin on my medical bill so y'all can give me this minimal amount of insulin, which is still going to have me too high. And I'm going to have to hear every fucking nurse on her shift say, 'Oh, your blood sugar's too high. Oh, your blood sugar's too high.'" No fucking shit. I go back to get my A1C test like 2 weeks later. They're like, "Oh man, your A1C is like 8. Yeah, because I went about 15 days straight with no
Without
goddamn insulin for real.
Oh,
And
you
you're in
gotta,
a hospital?
Man, it was the most frustrating shit ever, man.
Right.
I was just
if you get someone who is not an endocrinologist and they refuse to call one in, it's the worst shit ever.
But it seems to me some of this is common sense if you're a medical pro.
Yeah, but here's
You know
the
what I'm
thing.
saying? It's just like,
Well, here's the thing, and in all fairness, I had to explain this to the people who are around because my mom's getting upset. People, I'm like, in all fairness, it is way more life-threatening in the immediate for your blood sugar to be too low
Yes.
than it is for it to be too high. If it's too high, that has long-term effects, but too low, you die. Like instant, like,
And they're coming back from that.
yeah, so I get it. It was low, so it's like, "Hey, we don't want to give you too much insulin and you fuck around and die on our watch."
But the
But I'm
problem is,
just like, "Hey, I'm literally in a hospital. You literally can monitor shit. Can I just take my normal dosage so you can?" So then it got to the point where the last 10 days I was there, I just really didn't eat. Because I was just like, "Yeah, I'm just not gonna keep eating," and then y'all keep telling me because I'm eating hospital food and I'm on a restricted diet anyway.
hospital
So
restricted.
I'm
that's
thinking
before.
I'm on a hospital restricted diet. So you know what I'm eating, and my blood sugar is still too high. Think about that. Like, I'm clearly not getting enough insulin if I'm eating this punk ass grilled chicken patty, these green beans, and this little salad. That's all the fuck I'm eating. And my
Bro,
blood sugar's too high.
they wanted to give me a chicken sandwich one day, and I was like, "On what? What on bread? Really? That's what you want to do? Is that a diabetic meal for you? I need somebody to think about this." because basically you're feeding me, and being a
Yeah,
fat
'cause I got
diabetic is
to
even
I got to
worse.
pick my menu. So they do like, what do you want for
Yeah.
lunch? And I'm looking at the fried chicken. I'm just like, why would y'all
Yeah.
even give this as an option to me?
Because they don't know what they're doing.
But I mean, like I said, if it feel like this stuff that y'all are talking about is not lofty, it's like common sense.
At AG, I'm gonna tell you what my grandma always says: the hospital is no place to get better.
No,
The hospital is no place to get better.
Because
I
I
was-
mean, it's like all you have to do is say I'm diabetic, and you kind of understand you can't give diabetic some bread or some
Bro.
pasta or whatever. It's just like
the problem.
right?
Here's the problem. The problem basically is you're looking at a draw of who's in charge of you. Because I went to one hospital, that person was not an endocrinologist, and they're just like, "Why does your sugar keep going up?" Well, because you're feeding me fucking bread. Like, what do you think's gonna happen? But then I go to when I was in Santerra, and when I had COVID, the person who was in charge of me was an endocrinologist, so it was easier, and it was just like he knew what not to offer me, like and
Right.
stuff like that, and then they were smart enough. That's when I first learned about the Dexcom, because they had the diabetes person come in and talk to me. I mean, what am I gonna do? Get up and run away? I couldn't go nowhere. I had a piece of cloth on me, half naked. Like, my day was worrying about if my junk was showing. So, like,
Man, I ain't never worried about that in the hospital. It's like, hey,
Man.
whatever.
yeah, I worry about that.
Well, when I was in the hospital, I mean, my foot was cut open, so I'm just like, hey, I'm already exposed. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I guess that's a different type of exposure.
yeah, I'm already exposed. If you see my junk, that's whatever. I mean, you already see my insides, literally.
I mean, but I guess the crazy part about being a nurse, or something, I bet they look at junk all the time.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think they really look at it. They just see it all the time. I
Well,
don't know I don't know if they're proactively looking for it.
I mean, it depends how old the dude's in there, man. These 67-year-olds, man,
Look,
trying
man,
to holler.
I think you have a very male centric view of that. I promise you, if you're around sick people all the time, you don't necessarily be thinking about sexualizing these people. Like I just can't see it. Like
I mean, I would hope not. But yeah, man, diabetes, man, the sugar,
diabetes,
some
man.
shit, diabetes.
Man, we spent
Goddamn
the last
well,
40
I can't
minutes
do
pretty much
that.
talking about diabetes, man.
I can't hear that.
and you know what? That's all we're gonna talk about tonight, because it's hard to go from this to what we're gonna talk about. Like, I could probably make it happen, but
Nah, man, ain't no transition from
Yeah.
diabetes, man. All right.
Every time you say it,
Hey, look,
I feel so
but-
bad laughing at it.
I'm just saying, you might be able to get rid of your beaters, but my beaters is forever.
I mean, shit. All we got is this, man.
Eventually, I'm gonna die from my beaters. Like that's just what it is.
And how it's affected me in my life. About diabetes and how it's affected me
That
in
is
my
so
life.
wrong, man.
I'll start when I was first
Hey, bro, like honestly,
Diabetes
man, it's so bad that
and how it's
literally was
affected
what
me.
I thought about
And I'd
diabetes.
like to
All I
talk
knew.
to you for a few minutes about diabetes. Actually, about
diabetes.
diabetes and how it's affected me in my life.
Shout out to Wilford Brimley. Thank you, man. He gave us some shit that has lasted forever. And he
Hey,
was a
bro,
guest
like
on the show today.
honestly, man, like I can't imagine being told I had diabetes without that man in my life. Like that dude is the only reason I knew diabetes was something that affected him in his life. Because I remember seeing that little infomercial shit all the time, man, being like, "Hey, man, old white people be getting that diabetes, man."
The diabetes. I mean, that's the realest shit you can see, bro. That's the real. I mean, that's the real shit right there.
Hey, look, man, I'm not necessarily laughing at my own ignorance, but like
I
in
am.
many ways, man, like honestly, it's kind of sad that as prevalent as diabetes is, especially in our community, it's just a shame that somebody like me can honestly say, I didn't know what the fuck it was for real. Like
Until
now
I
when you
saw
start
Wilford
saying
Brimley.
we start saying the sugar, I'm like, oh, okay. People can't be eating, too much sugar and stuff, which also was my problem too, because I remember the doctor telling me immediately, oh man, you're gonna have to stop eating all the sweets and stop eating all. I'm just like, I don't really eat that anyway. And he was like, oh, it's okay. A lot of people just don't like talk. I'm like, no, I really, yeah, I got fat the old school way, man. Like on biscuits, on dinner rolls, on macaroni. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
so
Bread and
like
starch, baby. Bread and starch.
yeah, like you know, the idea of like me caking out and or eating ice cream and cookies all the time, man, that ain't never really been my move.
Yeah.
I've wanted to eat more sweets now that I am a diabetic than I ever did before I was one.
I was going to ask you because your love of the banana pudding, what does that do to you?
Oh well, first of all, I don't eat it that often. So
I mean, I realize that, but in the moment, does it do any? Does it make you feel?
oh
better?
yeah, it's gonna. I know when I'm about to have those outings, I'm gonna have to give myself a little bit more insulin. That stab's gonna have to be increased.
Hey, G, sometimes you gotta take one for the team, bro.
I mean, that's a good one to
And
take
the-
for the
and the
team.
team
But
is
I'm
your
just
body.
saying.
Well, look, as a type 1 diabetic, we work on what's called a sliding scale.
Yes, he does.
So
Okay.
I give my insulin based on what I'm eating and like what it is before I eat. So I check before I eat. If it's already if it's already super low and I'm gonna eat some sweet stuff, hey, that's balance, baby. That's balance.
Okay.
If it's normal range and I know I'm about to eat, like I know I ain't got no goddamn business, well, it's gonna increase. Let's increase this insulin intake a little bit because I'm gonna need it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because yeah, as you were talking, explaining to me, I was like, I know this dude love banana pudding, and I'm
Oh
like,
yeah, man.
how does that
When
work?
Keisha, bruh, that's also why I was a bit upset because I prepped myself.
So you gave yourself a shot for no reason.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? I'm prepping myself. I'm like, oh yeah, let me stab this bitch on up real quick.
For
And
no
then it's
reason.
like, ain't no banana pudding. I'm like, well, fuck, now I gotta eat something. Cause this insulin ain't gonna go away on its own. So I'm fucking
Wow.
I'm fucking drinking juice and I'm just like, man, I gotta balance this shit on out because I went into this thinking that we was about to go ham on this damn banana pudding and now it's not here.
You trying to get there, buddy.
So wait a minute. How do you feel when you have too much insulin in your body?
Oh, it's the worst fucking feeling in the world, man.
Okay.
It I think Brent even put it in the comments, man. When your blood sugar is low, that shit is
Yeah.
so I think the worst thing I've had, I know one time the ambulance had to come to my house because my blood sugar was so low and I was out. Like
So you're unconscious at this point.
I was unconscious. And it was really bad because like I knew when it started to happen because I was like, man, my blood sugar is really low. So I went to the kitchen, I drank some juice. You know, I'm trying to do all the stuff. I'm just like, man, this shit is not going up. I don't know what the fuck is going on. It is not going up. So I go upstairs. At least I remember walking upstairs. And I remember trying to get back to my room. But when an ambulance got there, I was in Kira's bed. So I guess Kira had seen me stumbling about in the hallway and panicked.
And told you to go to her room.
No, I don't think she told me to go to her room. She just panicked. And probably in the midst of her panicking, I probably went in there trying to calm her down and I was out. Next thing I know, there was 2 medical people in the room like trying to get me back conscious.
Oh.
So you were close that night.
I mean, I don't know if I was close to dying, but I mean, I know I wasn't living. I know I wasn't in my best state of living.
Okay. So
Yeah.
do you know if the juice would have helped, like if you'd have given it a little while, or that wasn't enough?
It probably just wasn't enough. And I
So
think
you probably need like some.
I
like a
think the
candy
issue
bar or
was
something?
I'd been sick, and well, they have glucose tablets and stuff, which
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
so I mean, I have glucose tablets, and they taste like sugary chalk. It's annoying. It tastes like sugary chalk. That's
Okay.
really what it is. But yeah, I mean, when your blood sugar is low and you start to get sugar in you, like it's not instant. Like some people feel like it's just like you do it and like all of a sudden, oh, I'm great again. It's like no, If it gets really, really low, that means it's already in the midst of crashing. So you have to slow the momentum down first. That's what the sugar is. That's what
Mhm.
you're getting put in, and then you have to kind of wait for it to come back up.
Correct.
So
Okay.
sometimes, like when I feel my blood sugar getting low, like it's where I get like the sweats. Like I'll just start sweating, and I mean I've got my blood sugar so low where like by the time I got back up, like I had to go change clothes because like all of my clothes are completely drenched in sweat.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I just get overly lethargic. Like I can tell because I get
Oh,
really
everybody
slow.
can tell. Everybody can
Yeah.
tell when it's
So if I
going
were to
down.
look at you, I could see something is wrong.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
easy.
Okay.
Because like I'm just like I don't know if Moby gets. I mean, like I don't start seeing things, but I get really slow, and it just looks like you can tell that looks like Ruben's like
Somebody
5
just
seconds
it's
away.
like somebody literally sucks the life force out of
Yeah.
you, man. You just ain't got no energy.
Okay.
And sometimes it's really hard to think. Like
Okay.
the thinking is the part that bothers me the most. Like I don't mind getting slower, but like when I feel like, man, I can't fucking finish a sentence. Like
I mean, sometimes it makes you feel like you're intoxicated, but you know you're not. And it's
Okay.
just because like for me, I don't know how. I mean,
so that's what being
Moby
drunk
expects-
feels like.
kind of like if I want to go left, however, my body's not going left, and that's a reason. That's another way I know. Like I can just tell for me, like my body starts to shut down, and if I'm at home, you know that I have to get up and grab something because usually I keep regular food in the house because I do, but like it's worse when I'm driving, and that's probably why, unfortunately, I eat while I'm driving more so. It's not because, well, part of it's because of fat, but the other part really is so my sugar doesn't get low because I don't ever want to be behind a wheel when my sugar's low. Because I mean,
Because you're out of control at that point, right?
well, you kind of can become a rocket, yeah. So like, but I've had it while I'm driving. I pull off and usually get something. Like I'll get a 20-ounce of Coke and just be like, "What's up?" And like Moby said, you know, it's not gonna hit you immediately. I will sit there, you know, because when it's all said and done, I just want to get home.
Now, do can you hallucinate?
I have not. I don't know. If you have,
I don't know if you can or not.
I don't ever want to try.
Okay. Now, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm actually asking.
No,
Is that one of the?
I'll be honest. Like what always ends up happening to me is I just end up getting upset.
What you mean?
Because when I feel my blood sugar is getting low, I'm like physically upset. Because like there's no quick fix to it. So I'm just like, fuck. Now I got to sit here for like 20, 30 minutes and like get myself together because, you know, I'm trying to do something. Usually it always happens when I'm, you know, active trying to do something.
Okay.
So I'm like upset. I get really upset. Not like, you know, cussing or anything, but like I'm honestly in my internal monologue is like, fuck.
So like, and that's why for me, when I have it in, because I don't have it in right now, because I got to replace it, and I usually replace it in the morning. I have mine set. If it ever goes under 100, it beeps at me. And
I thought that was an automatic setting.
I mean, I set it for mine. It might be automatic for some people. I don't know. Because I set it if it gets to 200, and I set it if it goes under 100. Because for me, my level, they want me around like 130 to 150 on a normal basis. And that's why I like to hang out. But yeah, anything under 100, it beeps. And that's when I'm like, oh, gotta get something to eat. Even if I'm not hungry, I gotta go get something to eat because I ain't trying to, I live by myself, man. It's a wrap. So,
yeah, I get that. I get that.
So, you know, but yeah, man.
Man, this is an entertaining show about diabetes.
The beat is
I can't stop. Every time I talk, I feel so bad for laughing. That is hilarious.
Black Watch Your Child just got an injection in the ass. First of all, Wow, that was weird. No ass injections are positive. I'm just gonna put that out there.
I never had a shot in the ass before.
I mean, look, that's where the painkiller goes sometimes.
Yep.
And I'm gonna
Yep.
let you know. Don't knock it till you tried it, man. I'm just saying, like
it's a life goal.
I'm just
Nah,
saying,
man.
like the needle in the ass does not sound like a promising thing at first, but I promise you, like 15 minutes later, when you ain't feeling whatever the fuck was hurting, you be like, "Hey, man, stab my ass."
I mean, because needles it goes to the fatty part, so it's either gonna go there, your stomach, or your thighs. So it's like, yeah, I've had an ass shot. That's not. I wasn't a fan, but whatever. Yeah, I was crying, thinking my lower body was gone. I couldn't feel nothing.
Yeah, I read that.
I just knew that people took my legs from me. I mean, some of that numbing shit, yeah, that shit ain't. If they don't explain to you what it is, man, it could be a problem.
I'm just saying, man, and it's I don't know how prevalent it is. Well, yeah, I do it. I'm pretty sure in the NFL is still prevalent, but like college, man, we play a lot of football players, man. When you playing, and you got something that's really, really hurting, but quote unquote you quote unquote can't make it worse, but you're just trying to play through the pain.
Right.
Hey, man. See a whole bunch of dudes with their left ass cheek out, just like, hey, make it happen.
Come on, girl, go ahead, do it. You know you want to. So,
hey, they don't necessarily be perfect. They ain't got no sexual preference for that needle in that left ass cheek. Hey, girl, hey, guy, hey, just stab it, man. You know what time it is.
Exactly.
You know what time it is.
You know what time it is.
Oh my God. AG, man, what's on your mind?
I don't even know, man. This has been a heavy episode.
The beaties, we done scared about the beaties.
I mean, really,
you about to go to the doctor right now and be like, hey, man, can you make sure I ain't got the beaties?
Oh, based on what y'all said, I know I ain't got it. But, things happen. Just like for you. You didn't live all your life with it. It just, you basically telling me this is one day you're good and the next day you're not.
It's kind of how I felt. That's pretty much how I felt.
I mean, I guess all I can say is like, if there's something wrong, if you feel like something's wrong, whatever it is, go see somebody. Take care of yourself. Because, I mean, this is heavy, man. This was heavy. So, I mean, it ain't heavy to y'all, but I mean, I'm a civilian hearing this. It's like, wow. But I do appreciate you, Mo, for really helping me understand the difference between the two. Because I promise you,
hey, look, I thought it was much more nuanced. I'm not a medical expert, so there's probably somebody out there that know way more. It's like, hey, man, you really oversimplifying this shit a bit, and I'm be like, hey,
but are you though?
I'm a simple person. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, is it truly oversimplifying if somebody understands basically what's happening? I'm good with it. So appreciate you.
Well, the thing about it, if you don't understand what's happening to you, that's kind of a you problem. That's the way I see it. And it took me a long time. I was in denial for a while.
Okay.
And also AG just
I think everybody goes to the denial stage with it at first.
Yeah. Hey AG.
What's up?
Sorry to blow you up on air, man. It's joints in the fam.
Say that again now.
It's in the fam.
Oh no, because my mom was diabetic.
Yeah.
So that's why it's just like I'm listening and then thinking to myself, like, okay, you're still good. But being overweight, I know is a big, big thing. So it's like, bruh.
I mean,
you know how frustrating that weight thing is? Like, no, I'm gonna say why it was frustrating to me. Because everybody tells you when you're really big and you're overweight, hey, you gotta be careful. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the markers to getting diabetes. And I heard that because my mom was a diabetic. You know what I'm saying? I was like 330 pounds, and I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna lose weight. You know what I'm saying? I'm a totally change the way I eat. I'm gonna fuck around and lose weight because ain't no, for a while I said, I was 300 pounds. I said, but I played football, and then one day I realized, nigga, you ain't played football in like 6 years, nigga. You just fat now. You know what I'm saying? Like that ain't your excuse no more. You got to be proactive playing football to justify being big as I play football.
Yep.
So I fuck around and lost all this weight. You know what I'm saying? I changed my diet. I didn't eat any like fast food. I completely changed my diet.
Then you got diabetes.
Lost a whole bunch of weight, and then get told by the doctor, "Hey, you gotta start watching what you eat and everything, because now you got diabetes." And I'm just like, "Nigga, you mean I could have just been fat and just been, you know what I'm saying? The same result was gonna happen?" I fucking lost like 90 pounds, bruh. On my own, lost 90 pounds. And then I go to the doctor at 240, and it's like, yeah, man, you got diabetes, man. So you're gonna have to watch your diet and everything. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to lose weight. I'm like, nigga, you didn't see me a year and a half ago, bro.
Exactly.
And he was like, well, losing weight is a sign of diabetes. I'm like, bro, not the way I did it. Like, trust me.
If you're doing it on purpose, then
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm like, hey, bro, this won't just. I got, I was losing weight randomly. Like,
I ain't never heard losing weight's a sign of diabetes.
Oh yeah, it is.
Heard that.
Yeah, because it's a sign of colon cancer too. If you start losing weight and you're not trying, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Oh well, if you're not trying, yeah.
That's what I mean. I'm just some people are like, oh, you lose weight. I'm like, no, nigga, I was losing weight because I wasn't eating bad.
You said that to the doctor? Weak.
If you actually said that to a doctor, I would be crying. I'd be like, bro, I'm so sorry. I would be laughing at you, but that's hilarious.
No, I mean, I did. I was just like, bro,
that's a real one right there.
Because when he was like, man, you got watch to eat, and I'm just like, man, I really don't eat that stuff. And like he was looking at me like I was lying. And I'm just like, bro, like,
because really all he's saying is you 240, and 240 is big.
That's what I'm
saying. 6'3".
I'm just like, bro, like I get it, man, but I promise you, I don't eat like that. Like, I'm not saying I don't ever eat bad food. I'm just saying, like, is it a consistent thing? No, it really ain't, man. Like, I really got better about that. And hell, at the time I was better. I mean, I'm way better now. I think I did eat like pizza today, and that shit feels weird.
What do you mean? Like, it makes you feel bad? It makes you feel weird?
Kinda. Like,
you gotta get the cauliflower joint, man. Cauliflower pizza's dope.
It's pretty good, man. I mean,
honestly, man, I just the last couple months, I just ain't really been eating carbs. Period.
Okay.
I wish I could do that.
Man, it's really not as difficult as you might think. The only thing, especially being that you by yourself, man, like you're not with like people who just only want to eat starch and carbs. Like, because that's my house only wants to eat starch and carbs.
I like carbs. That's
first of all, here's the thing: I like carbs too, but you like other things too. And I promise you, if you the first week and a half, 2 weeks, that's the difficult part. But after that, you kind of just get used to what you, and then you find replacements. You find, like, there's like keto friendly bread and stuff that you eat that don't really taste like bread, but it don't taste bad. Like I get away with it. They got the carbless wraps that what I'm saying, I can make a burger.
I got some of those. Those taste pretty good, actually.
That's what I'm saying. Like, now here's the thing. If you don't have carbs for a while, they taste fine. Now, if you reintroduce yourself to like bread and shit, you'll realize that it's a difference.
Absolutely.
I'm just saying we went to Cracker Barrel the other day, and they were like, we got the biscuits and the cornbread. They were like, we're out of the cornbread. I bring you some biscuits. And when they brought the biscuits, they had like 2 things of cornbread up there too. And I'm just like, hey, I ain't fuck with no cornbread in a minute. And I ate it, and I was just like, this is like the most magical shit ever.
Dude got high off cornbread.
I didn't get high. I was just like, how on earth did I ever deny myself of this treasure?
Cornbread's awesome.
It really is.
I ate my one little piece of cornbread, and I was just like, all right,
that's your carb for the day.
Restraint. God damn, man. I thought I was out the hood. Sorry,
Oh,
there was just some gunshots outside. I was like,
oh, sweet.
motherfucker, man.
Oh, I thought we were still talking about cornbread. Anyway.
Gotcha. Let's see. Yeah, Black Witch is heavy but educational, much needed insight. She's very grateful for someone who's over 400 pounds didn't have the issues. That's why I'm on my journey and losing weight and eating better than million by choice. Her chances, and then she told Moby that don't say that shit. So
I'm just look. I'm not saying that's how it works for everybody. I'm saying that honestly was the most frustrating part for me. You know what I'm saying? For me, it was just like, God damn, bro. Like I already, but I'm also thankful for it too because it was also meant like when I had to like actually be consistent with it. I guess I already had practice. Like it's like, all right, I'm already kind of prepared to make some of these dietary changes because I've already made them. But now then I went through that period where like you get too conscious of it, so it's like it makes you feel like you're in prison to diet. And now I don't feel like that now. Like now I feel like I think the more I progress, the better I'm getting about like, hey man, I don't have to cheat myself of everything. I just can't eat everything all the time. Like I ate pizza today, and I was just like, man, it feels weird now that I ate pizza today. But then again, I was like, yesterday, I mean, you saw me on the show. I'm eating a fucking apple when I get up here. I'm an apple eating motherfucker, man. I'm just saying, I think it's bullshit that for years they said an apple away keeps the doctor away, and I've been eating all these goddamn apples, and I still got all these motherfucking doctor's appointments.
I think you low key salty about this, man.
Not low key, bro. I am. You know what I'm saying? Ain't shit low about this key.
So Moby, before time for you to go, I want to revisit something from last week because I want to answer to this question. All right. So
All right.
give me a second.
Walks up to me and she goes, "You know we're gonna kick y'all ass next week."
Oh,
Alrighty then.
And I put the phone down and I'm like, oh, okay. And she's like, "Yeah, I'm just letting you know we're gonna kick y'all ass next week." And I put the phone down again. I go,
all right. So, yeah, man. How did it go this week? Did y'all win?
I just want y'all to know, man. I just realized there are a lot of fucking petty ass people in my life, man.
What you talk about?
Because it seems like ever since I made that statement up here, there's so many people who are just ready for me to be petty as fuck.
I mean, because we know what's coming. Especially if y'all won. Y'all won, didn't you? Y'all
We
won,
won,
didn't you?
but there was zero petty for me.
Bruh,
I don't
answer
do
the
petty.
question. Answer the question.
What are you talking about? Did we win?
Yeah.
Yeah, we won.
Oh, you about to be petty as a motherfucker right now.
I had no desire to be petty, but on all here's the thing, man. We started off really hot. And I mean, we were up right away. I think 14-0 because we got a safety. And I think at one point in time we were up 20 to like 20. No, it was like 20-0 at one point in time in the first half.
Jesus.
Now they made a rally. Their quarterback made plays. They you know what I'm saying? I said it before. They weren't a bad team. You know what I'm saying? So we ended up winning 28-17. And it was never close. The game was never close. And more importantly, the game was never even close as far as physical goes. Because they're a much bigger team. But my God, we dominated them up front. Like their line was so frustrated because I will say the people who seemed to take all this trash talking the most personal was our line. And shout out, I gotta say it, shout out to our most improved player, a big guy named Esteban, who had never even played football before this year. And now he's out there mauling people on the offensive line. And here's the thing, he still doesn't necessarily understand football, but he's got a cheat code beside him, my daughter, who basically tells him, make sure he knows what to do before every play. And they were just fucking like, I felt bad for that lady's son because
Because she
their
lives
whole,
right across from your daughter, right?
here's the thing, yeah, but their whole team on the line, their whole team was talking trash the entire game. Their coaches were yelling the whole game, talking trash. It was a trash talk festival. And Cadence was like, yeah, but he wasn't. She was like, he wasn't talking trash. She was like, that's not even the first game. He's not a trash talker. And I'm just like, so his mom out here cashing all these checks for him? Because she was like, yeah, he was the only one that really wasn't talking. But I mean, they were getting ass raped up front, man. Our running back, the first couple plays, he scored 2 touchdown runs in which he didn't even have to change directions. He just ran in a
straight line.
Ran in a straight line.
Wow.
And I mean, it was just a wall. And I mean, look, man, I don't be trying to big her up too much, but Cadence on the offensive line was out there mauling motherfuckers Saturday, man. Like, even though the coach was saying, it was like, bro, she was out there dragging people. And honestly, this year it's been a transition because she's playing with an older group this year. So, she went from being the biggest person the last couple years to she's the same size she was 2 years ago, but now everybody else is bigger.
Yeah.
But I mean, we were mauling him. And then one of the assistant coaches, who he's young, so he gets to be petty because he's actually still in high school, but we let him coach, and he's one of the coolest kids, man. But like, he was just like, hey, you gonna find her? You gonna go find her? And I'm just like, nigga, y'all are petty. And Wonder was like, you're gonna try to go find her. I'm like, man, I'm not looking for nobody, man. Like, we are good. The game is the game, man. I'm not mad at her for talking trash. I'm not gonna be petty. But here's the thing.
Here you go.
If somebody wants to say something I did was petty, there is something I did that was petty, but it's so on par with who I am. So once again, there was a lot of trash talking going on in the game, coaches talking, players talking. Well, we had a rule with our players. Y'all better not say nothing. Like, there was a couple times in the fourth quarter where they were talking, I would see our players put their hands up and walk away, and one person pointed to the scoreboard, which I was just like, that's kind of petty, but like, I get it. You know what I'm saying? You got to say something back. Yeah,
He say
that. You know what I'm saying? So, like, when the game's over, we're taking the knee, and I'm yelling to the sideline because everybody going to line up at the 50 to do the handshake line. And before we even go, I stop everybody. And I'm like, hey, y'all bet not say shit. And one coach was like, no, just say good game. I was like, no, fuck that. I said that too. I was like, no, fuck that. We not even saying good game. Stick your hand out. Keep walking.
What's the final score?
28-17. No. 27-18. 27-18. But I'm like, hey, we not saying nothing. I said, if I hear any of you motherfuckers say good game, say anything, we're gonna be fucking running 100-yard sprints in front of your parents right now.
Yeah, they ain't say nothing.
So we go through the line, nobody's saying anything, and we go over there, and I was just like, and we have a celebration where we throw the football up, and everybody acts like they're shooting the football, and then when the ball hits the ground, everybody falls out like it's a grenade. So Coach Bruce was like, you gonna say something? Because everybody was real quiet around. They were waiting for him to throw it up, and I'm just like, all right, man. I know I told y'all not to say anything, so we not gonna say anything. So what we gonna do is all that shit they was talking, we gonna throw it in the air. And Bruce threw the ball in the air. Everybody started doing it. Everybody celebrated, and they hit the ground, and we got in the pile. I was like, everybody was talking, and I was like, hey, you heard all that shit they was talking all game, right? And I know everybody could hear me. All that shit they were talking all game. I said, everybody shut up. Y'all hear that? And I was like, they ain't saying shit now.
And there it is, folks. The petty.
So next week's the Super Bowl?
Nah. We got to play the team we lost to
Ooh.
at the end of the last game
When's that?
next week.
So it's a revenge game coming up.
I mean, yeah, mainly a revenge game because their team talks so much shit and their coaching staff talks so much shit. And I just don't understand why people keep talking so much shit. And here's the thing, the team that we just beat was better than this team.
You think people would learn, right? Probably not talk shit to y'all.
We played a horrible game against them, and they had a total of, I think, maybe 70 yards total against us and beat us because our long snapper made a bad snap and they ended up getting on a punt, and they ended up getting the ball on the 1 yard line with a minute to go, and they scored. That's how they beat us last time. They beat us 6-0. And we had a lot of people out. Even this game, we had a lot of people out. Like our best cornerback has a broken wrist, which sucks because he was balling out. And that was one of the reasons the team that we played this week was scoring, because I mean we got our safety was out and our corner was out, so we got secondary. We were just scrapping shit together, just duct tape and glue, baby, duct tape and glue.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
But yeah, I mean, look, I don't think this team that is gonna keep talking shit that we're playing next week, I don't really think they understand how motivated our line is. And our running back, who was very much injured when we played them, they're motivated. And I mean, I'm looking at the offensive coordinator like, hey, why do we even need to throw the ball? Let's run. Let's just keep running the ball. So I'm looking forward to next week. It's the revenge tour. And I'm also looking forward to being able to say something that nobody else in the league can say. Like, if we win next week, I'll be going to my 3rd Super Bowl in a row for our league. And it sucks. I feel like I'm starting to become the Buffalo Bills now because we ain't never won it. But I told Cadence, I'm like, hey, if we win next week, you're going to be the only person in the league that can say, I've been in the Super Bowl the last 3 years. Because she was on a different team that went 2 years, the last 2 years, and she's going to be on this team if we go. So
is that team still in?
We don't talk about that team.
I'm just saying, are they still in the playoffs?
No, they got beat bad Saturday. By the same team they got beat bad by earlier in the year.
I bet they wish they had Coach Chico.
It's not about me. That ain't about me. They just lost to. They lost to the team in the league. That's probably the best team in the league. I mean, but I believe that they're way more talented than we are. And the team that they lost to 22-0, and during the season they lost 20-0 this weekend. That team beat us 10-0 in the first game of the season when we played. So
y'all were a little discombobulated.
Yeah. I mean, they underestimated it to us too. Like I ain't gonna say that was all us.
Okay.
But I mean, I really want to beat them though. That's the only team I really want to beat. I don't like their get down. And honestly, this is the first year I actually lost to them, because with the other organization I was with, we had never lost to them. So kind of disheartening that the organization lost twice to them this year. But no, I don't like their get down because they're cheaters. There's no.
Wow. Okay.
They're cheaters. They have people playing for their team that aren't zoned for them. The coach actually moved the kid into his house.
Wow, really?
It's for fucking rec football.
Jesus.
Okay, that's what I thought. I was like,
And they're mad at our organization because in the spring they tried to protest our roster, saying that we had a invalid roster. So they pay because you have to pay for a protest. So they pay a couple $100 for the protest, which they lost because our roster was fine. So then we did something petty, which is we protested their roster because we knew their roster was wrong. So in the spring, they got disqualified from the playoffs.
how is that petty though?
Glass houses, man. Glass houses.
Exactly.
If they just not said anything, everything had been fine.
And they were mad at the old organization because the old organization could have kind of fixed it for them, but they were like, nah, we're not about to bend the rules for you. And so they look at us like we were scared to play them in the spring, which is crazy because we beat them in the spring during the season anyway. And it's stupid, but they're cheaters. I don't like their get down. They're a predominantly white organization as far as staff and organization goes, but their team looks incredibly black for their area because they make sure that they get all the people from every area they can. And they talk so much shit. Like it's a whole bunch of white guys like who probably didn't accomplish shit in their own personal lives as far as sports wise, who are vicariously living through these kids.
Ooh,
And
buddy.
don't get me wrong. There's a lot of that shit going on at every rec organization. That's
Of course.
so I'm not acting like that shit ain't everywhere. But yeah, their get down is I just don't fucking get down with their get down. I just don't. And they think they're so smart. And I'm like, you're not. Like, I can win with the most talent too. Like, congratulations. Like, because I'm more impressed about what my team this year is doing than the last 2 years when I was at the other organization. Because the other organization, the first year, by far we were the most talented team, and we shouldn't have lost the Super Bowl. That was coaching. We were the most talented team. Last year we were top 3 talented team. This year, going into this season, like, we had a coaches meeting at the beginning of the season. We were just like, hey man, we have to do the most we can with this talent, man. Like, we got a lot of people who ain't never played football before. We're kind of undersized, and we're fucking one game from the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? So I don't give a fuck. I'm proud as hell about what's going on right now. But yeah,
Cool.
I don't like their get down, and I don't generally talk about organizations. But yeah, I don't fuck with Salem. I usually don't name them, but I don't fuck.
I was
with
gonna
Salem.
say, don't protect the innocent.
Show did.
Here's the thing: it ain't everybody over there. There's some cool people over there. I ain't mad at all of them, but the organization as a whole, yeah, I don't get down what they get down. I think they're a bunch of bitches. I think they're a bunch of bitches.
Nice. Did you have anything else on your mind, or was that pretty
Nah,
much
man, that was it. But why you had to bring up the petty thing with the lady, man? I ain't go find the lady, man. I didn't say nothing to the lady, and if I would have saw her, all I would have said was good game, man. It's whatever, man. Because I really meant what I said to her, which is like, hey, I don't get down with that get down. Like I just want all the kids to have a good game and walk off. Because look, I don't care about trash talking. Like trash talking don't bother me as long as it stays on the field, and I give it to them. Like after the game, even their players when they were coming, they were saying good game, good luck the rest of the way. Yeah, do it for the North because we're in the North Division. And I was like, hey, that's kind of cool that y'all talked all that shit, got beaten, was still bigging us up. No, I'm just saying, like, cause like I don't mind if you talk shit when the game's over with, like, hey, game's over with. I'm cool with that. Like that's how it's supposed to be as far as I'm concerned. Now some of their coaches, they got that young boy disease with coaches, man. It's a whole bunch of
NBA young boy.
There's a whole bunch of whining and bitching, talking about the referees did this. I'm like, hey, bro,
the
y'all.
refs. Come on, man.
I'm like, look, man. For the most part, during this year, the refs have it's always felt like the refs were against us, and I felt like the refs were pretty solid. It's rec, man. They're gonna miss shit. I mean, it just is what it is. You can call something on every play, right? You can miss shit.
Yeah.
But I mean, look, they didn't throw nobody out the game for all the cussing that was going on, which we got threatened with that the week before, and we weren't even talking, but they threatened to kick everybody out of the game because people were cussing. And I mean, their coaches were yelling on the field. Like, I mean, it was F-bombs. They were yelling across to some of our coaches, and I'm just like, y'all niggas is petty. I mean, I was literally saying that to our own coaches. I'm like, hey man, y'all need to stop talking, man. Y'all niggas is petty, bro. Like, we kicking their ass. Why the fuck you need to talk about it? Like, they know what's happening. Like, if I'm kicking your ass, I don't have to add commentating to it. I don't. I'm not.
It's funny though.
Yeah, but is it? I'm
Yeah.
just saying, like, I guess if you petty, but like, if I knock a nigga
I
out,
told your ass to
Yeah,
stay down.
if I knock somebody out, I don't need to stand over them and be like, I just knocked your ass out. Like, everybody can fucking see what happened.
Detroit what? Detroit what?
Now, if the parents or somebody would have been yelling back and forth, I'd have been like, okay, y'all just being fans now. That's cool. But coaches, I'm sorry, man. Like, I don't feel like I need to. I don't feel like I need to yell back and forth to other coaches, and neither one of us are on the field.
If you got hate in your heart, let it out.
And I hate hearing young coaches talk about how nice they were in school. Cause when I was out there, I'm like, hey, look, nigga, I'm telling you, man, I'm old now. And the one thing I've learned about getting old is the older I get, the nicer I was. I'm just saying, the older I get, the more creative and the more liberties you have with the stories about your career, because who the fuck is around to dispute it? Hey, I was damn near All-American when I played, bro. Like, if I wouldn't have this knee injury, I'd have been in the league. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how many niggas I've heard say shit like that? It's like, come on, bro. Like, don't be that guy. Just I'm
Okay,
real
so-
with my players. I'd be like, hey, I was better than your ass was. But I'm just saying, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying I was an NFL player, but like, at y'all's age, I would have been a beast out here. But I'm just saying, like, you know, I was just good enough to play college football. I was not legendary. Ain't nobody going back to my school and hearing all these great stories about how I was a legend in these streets, unless you know people I actually played with. And they're not gonna say I was a legend. They're just gonna be like, oh yeah, he was pretty good. And the story's gonna end. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody talking about the lore of Tico. Like, nah, man. I was solid. You know what I'm saying? I could make anybody's high school team. There's no high school team in America I don't think I would have played for. But that's pretty much where the legend of me ends. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was just a guy. So I don't have to go accentuating to these 13 and 14-year-olds talking about how nice I fucking was. Like, I'm a 40-year-old dude that you've never heard of play football. So how nice was I really?
I mean, that's what it is.
I'm better than you, but I'm 40. I should be. I should be.
Thank you, sir. Congrats on the win, and hopefully we'll get 2 more so we can celebrate the Super Bowl on the show.
Hey man,
So I can see a trophy.
It'd be nice to go and win one time. Like,
Yeah. Take the Gipper, baby. The Gipper.
I'm just saying, I don't want to be Bruce Smith, man. He's a legend, but I don't want to keep going and losing, man. Like, and I'm not mad at no shade to Bruce Smith. I'm just saying that's gotta suck to like it's gotta suck to like do something as great as Buffalo Bills did, which is make it to the fucking Super Bowl that many times in a row. But all we keep saying is, well, they never won. I'm just like, motherfucker, you know how hard it is to get there? Like,
yeah. Awesome. Thank you, sir. The only thing I got on my mind is, hey, you know, love your family, love your friends, keep them together, because you never know when the last time you're going to see them. And with that being said, like, thank everybody for joining us on this brand new episode of 5 Minute Warning. We are here every Sunday from 9 p.m. until we feel like getting off.
and we usually ain't just talking about the Beatties. I promise you.
Nah,
This is the first
nah,
time
yeah.
you listen to the show. We are not a show.
Y'all
talking
have to
about
stop
the
saying that, man.
we not out here just giving unsolicited the Beatties advice. Like, that's not
Hilarious. Tell a friend, tell an enemy, just tell someone about us. Once again, we'll see you next Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hey, you know, we here, you here, we all be here together. Once again, like thank Moby, like thank AG, like thank those who listen to us live, like thank those who listen to us on the podcast when it comes out this weekend. Of course, hey man, we're gonna do it again next week. So, as always, peace, love, hair grease, soul, and deuces.
Email us at 5minutewarning19@gmail.com. And also leave comments on Facebook and Twitch. Search 5 Minute Warning. Contact us on Twitter at AG_FMW podcast, at Newsman25, at FMW 2019. Contact us on Instagram, Moby 5 Minute Warning, AG_5 Minute Warning, Newsman25. You can listen to the podcast at Apple Podcast, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast. Thank you for listening. This has been another episode of